podcast.
Hi, welcome to the FERALY podcast with me, Feral's frontman, Shane McMullen. You're very, very welcome. It's good to have you here. This is strange. This is really different. Yeah, we're doing a podcast now. You're probably wondering why. Why are you doing a podcast when you haven't put any music out in like 2 years? It's a good question. Why are you doing a podcast when you haven't played any shows? That's another good question. Hopefully, I'm going to answer all of the questions and explain a little bit as to why we're choosing to do something like this. And we'll hopefully have a little bit of fun along the way. If you are watching this, it's hitting the mic immediately. Professional. If you're watching this, it's probably because you know our band or you know us personally as people. Thank you very much right up top for supporting the band and, you know, continuing to ask questions and keep us accountable. It really drives us forward to continue to work on things and to try and be more public about what's going on with the band. And we know there hasn't been a lot like outwardly going on, but we do really, really appreciate the support. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes, and yeah, there's a lot of like exciting stuff that we feel like it can't fit in an Instagram post, and I think that sort of brings it to like why we're doing this. Basically, we hate social media. We hate it so much. Like, Instagram melts my head. It actually makes me so depressed. It sucks away so much of my day and puts me in such a bad mood. And I think we all took like this sort of conscious effort to try and spend as little time as possible on it. We didn't really talk about it like as the band, but all of a sudden we were sort of spending less and less time on it and feeling better and better. And if you do follow us, first of all, thank you again. But you've probably noticed that it's not that active at the moment. You might be wondering if we're even still a band. We are, I promise. But taking that time away, it made us realise like, oh wow, like you don't have to be like glued to this thing. And sometimes in the past I maybe felt like I had to, because we have a band and we have a business and you're sort of tied into it. But being away from it, it made us sort of be like, oh, maybe there's another way to do this, and maybe there's another way it can be a bit more like personal and long form. And I think this is definitely the way to go about it. And because we want to talk about it, and we want to let people know what we're up to, because it is exciting, and it's not something that everybody does, and it's something that it's fun. It's just fun to be in a band and make music and create, and we want to talk music with everybody, and not necessarily just all about our music, about music in general. So that being said, this is going to be the only episode that'll be public. I don't know if that'll be forever, but what we've done is we've went and got ourselves a Patreon, because stuff's expensive. It's really expensive to be in a band. It's really, really difficult to pay for everything that you need. Everything costs so much, and not just, you know, money. It costs time and energy, and it's all these different things. And when we're not playing shows and we're trying to put stuff together behind the scenes, we felt like a Patreon could probably be, you know, probably the best way to support the band at the moment, because there is a lot of exciting stuff on the horizon, but you know, it doesn't always appear that way. But with this Patreon, we're gonna do podcasts. I think I'm gonna try and do like 2 a month, I want to do like little mixing videos. I'm trying to work out how to set that up. We're gonna make like the stems available, so if you want to remix the songs, just different things like that. I think we'll have like guest list offers and like free merch and stuff, like maybe discounts. Who knows? We're still working it out, but we want to make it worth your while signing up. It's gonna be £1. Like, it'll cost £1 per month, and you'll get 2 podcasts at least a month, and it's gonna be all things ferals. What we've been up to. There's a lot to talk about as well. There's been a lot that's happened in the last year. We're very, very close to putting new music out, and it's quite a lot of music as well. It's not an album, but it is close. So yeah, patreon.com/ferals, I think it is. I'll put some kind of link so you can find it, but we would really, really appreciate it if you signed up for it. It would totally make our day, and it's £1. You probably won't even notice it coming out. And I promise it'll be worth it. But I'll stop begging now. The podcast is going to give us an opportunity to talk more about what's been going on in the last year. I'm going to go into more detail about it in episode 2, but for everybody that's going to see the public episode, I just want to let you know that we are going to have a new EP coming out in the next couple of months. I think we have taken some time. We basically recorded everything ourselves. We invested in some quite nice microphones last year, at the start of the year, and certain things happened. We got sick and we went on holiday, and it just pushed our schedules so far back that by the time we got started, it was around this time last year, and we all work 9 to 5, and we didn't have a lot of time. It's really difficult. That's the hardest thing about being in a band, is getting 3 guys in a room together. And what we've done is we've just chipped away at it over the course of the weekends over last year, and I'm so happy to say that it's almost finished. I think we've got like maybe 1 guitar track left to do from Sam, and then I'm going to sit down and mix the whole thing. But everything you hear is going to be in-house. It's going to be all recorded by us. I engineered it, I'm mixing it. We're going to have like physical copies. There's going to be a little booklet. We've designed that ourselves. We're going to get it printed. There's going to be physical CDs. We're going to look into some t-shirts. Like, we've really like taken the time away to properly regroup and to try and make our sort of re-entry sort of worth the amount of time we took to prepare it. So yeah, we're really excited. It's different. The EP is different. It's a different sound. We're trying new things on it. It's a bit more experimental. I know that gives absolutely nothing away. It could be anything, but that's the beauty of it as well. You're gonna have to wait and find out, but I think, we might put clips on Patreon, I don't know. We'll see what the other guys are comfortable with releasing, but I think it's really good, and I've been listening to it for like a year or more. The songs have been written 4 or 5 years, so to finally get them to a stage where they're nearly ready to come out is really cool, and that's kind of where we've been at, and we're just kind of sick of the old songs. We have so many new songs, and we never get the opportunity to play them or even learn them, just because we always have, we've got to do this gig, and we've got to keep that set fresh, and you've got to do this and that. And it happens, and it can run away from you like so quickly. Obviously, I mean, I live up North Coast, and they're still in Belfast. Well, I'm still in the North Coast, and they're in Belfast, so it takes a little bit of time for me to even get there. And then by the time they're finished work, we don't get an awful lot of time to practice, so we like to do a lot of prep sort of behind the scenes. And yeah, we think it's really paid off with these new songs. They are different, but I think they're the best things that we've got. But episode 2, I'm gonna really go into detail on process. I love sort of audio engineering, music production, things like that. That's very much like my bag, so I want to get really like nerdy with it. And if that's something you're interested in, definitely sign up, and maybe I can learn from you your techniques. I just want to like absorb as much as possible, because there's so much talent out there. You know, I've just noticed as well, my seat is absolutely sinking on me as well. Hold on. This fucking computer chair. I've been sitting at it, mixing all the feral stuff, and it does this all the time. I think the mic is fucking doing it as well. I'm gonna just raise everything up so gently. Dear Lord. Alright, I think we got it. I'm gonna try and like cut that audio out because I see it spiking there and I'm like, ooh. Yeah, there we go, we're back. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with us. I'm really not happy with this microphone. That's what's going on with us. Boom, that's so much better. So much better. That's what's going on with us. We're gonna really be able to get more in detail with it online and on the Patreon. Yeah, I'm gonna talk you through everything, every process, everything that went wrong. There was so much that went wrong as well, and that pushed back the schedule, and there always is, and it's usually half of being in a band is just problem solving. But yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Farewell Atlantic show we were very, very blessed to be involved in within So I Watch You From Afar. Unbelievable experience. I have to just briefly bring it up here because otherwise it'll be a tangent. Another thing about this podcast is the camera I'm recording on records in like half-hour chunks, and then it stops, and then it records another video, so you end up losing, I don't know, like 15 seconds of sort of the clip and the recording. So I'm going to try and keep these all under half an hour. I don't even know how long I've been talking for, but we're going to move on to our final section, and this is where the engagement from you guys comes in. This is on repeat. So yeah, on repeat is a section where I basically talk about what I've been listening to for the last week on repeat. And I want to hear what you've been listening to, because I'm always looking for like new music, various things like that. I feel like I've been listening to the same 5 albums for the last 10 years, so I really want new stuff. It doesn't matter what genre. If you're watching this, we probably know each other, and I respect your music taste. So what I've been listening to, what have I been listening to? Oh, last thing I listened to was that new Alexis on Fire album, Otherness. They're the best band of all time. They're my favourite band, I think. After that, they broke up for like, I don't even know, like 8 years, 9 years maybe. Went off, did their own thing, came back, put out the best record they've ever made. It's like my go-to now. It has a little bit of everything. If you've not listened to the band, they've got a massive back catalogue. Please go and check them out. They're unbelievable. Me and Sam went over to see them in Leeds like 2 months ago, I think. Found out he's terrified of flying. Yeah, you can imagine. Hilarity ensues. They were unbelievable. It was like a religious moment seeing them finally as well. Yeah, the talent in that band. Please go and check that album out, Otherness. I've also been listening to that most recent Mastodon record. What's it called? Hushed and Grim. They're fucking the best. Like, they're just so different. Look at me talking about Mastodon as if fucking nobody's ever heard of them. You heard this cool new band, Mastodon? They've only been going like 40 fucking years. Idiot. I actually discovered, I didn't even fucking realise I had a new album out. I was watching, you ever see those like behind the scenes sort of making of documentaries of like records and things like that? There's a band called Periphery, and they put out a record. What is it? Periphery 5? Gent is now a genre. Periphery, one of my favourites. They always do these really, really in-depth kind of like making of documentaries, and I watched it and it made me want to check out the album. You're going to check it anyway, but you get this sort of sense of where they were when they were writing the songs, and just various things that happened along the way, and it always seems to bring me like closer to a record or an album to know a sort of slight story behind it. And what happened was the YouTube autoplay went straight onto this Mastodon Hushed and Grim record, and I watched like half of it and I stopped it and I went Spotify and put it on right after. It's glorious. Like, it's really euphoric. I think their manager passed away like right before they started writing the record, and so it's just all about him and what he did for them, and it's like such a really great like tribute album. So check that out. That's three. So we got fucking Alexis, On Fire, Otherness, Periphery, Gent is now a genre, and fucking Mastodon, Hushed and Grim. That's on repeat. Now I need to know what's your on repeat. Give me it. I need it. I need new music. And that's it. Short and sweet. We're in, we're out. This will be the only public episode. Maybe if the other two guys come on, we'll do like another public one, or if something really good happens. But yeah, for the most part, these are all going to be on Patreon. Please, if you can, it's not a lot of money, but it is money, and we understand everybody's going through it at the moment. But if you can, sign up. I promise it'll be worth it. And get in touch. And yeah, we just want to build a little community over there. So thanks. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your continued support. It's me, Feral's frontman, Shane McMullen, on the FERALY podcast, episode 1 wrapped up. Thank you very much for watching. Love ya.